You already know what it is. It's Bodega Babies.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the final, bro.
No.
We United Tottenham final.
No, you guys have not the same points, but like their goal difference.
Oh my goodness, it's 4-2.
So if you guys
4-2 for Madrid.
For Barcelona.
Who scored?
I have no clue. The fourth one, I just checked.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell me. You have to watch the full replay, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that interested in that game, but like,
I'm interested in Nottingham game. I've never been this interested in Nottingham game since stuff.
Okay, it's 2-2. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't go further than that. Because if it does, then it's.
Winning 2-0, bro.
What do you mean we? Who's we?
No,
they.
I said they.
Okay. Hey, yo, all going, people. Welcome back to the Bodega Babies podcast. We're a full house today. The man them are here. We have a really good lineup for you today. We're going to be discussing a lot. But we ain't going to say what we're going to be discussing. Just come with us on this journey. But before we start this...
Who's the man them?
What do you mean, who's the man them? Yeah, I'm sitting with Dillian, Emmanuel, and Noah in the building. But again, before we start, we need to dedicate a moment of laughter to the Arsenal. The Arsenal. The Gunners. North London forever.
We're singing the song, bro.
North London forever.
What was that guy's name? The Tottenham pundits guy what's his name? The guy who made the song.
Expressions.
Expression.
Oozing expressions. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Bro, expressions.
Something with the Arsenal. Ale. Something. Bukayo cry out. I'm something.
Ale. No show the God.
No show the God. And then Bukayo Saka. Yeah. He's funny.
Don't blame the Tifo.
Yeah, Ale.
Don't blame the Tifo.
No, yeah, that was. It was. I was watching. I think it was this morning about some guy who was, I think, played with Arteta. Who was like, Arteta's been arrogant for the longest time, like as a player and also as a manager. Okay. And like, if we look, I don't know if you all saw the post match talking about we've been the best.
Yeah, so they were the best team
in this competition. I'm like, what are you talking about, son?
Bro,
madness.
What? Like, what do you mean? What is he talking about?
You caught the disease as well.
Bro, it's not the disease, bro. Like, you don't get it. What are you talking about?
What do you mean we don't get it?
He's a coach, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And wait. Answer this. When was the last time you heard a coach say, "Okay, we're gonna lose"?
No. After the game.
He said we were the better team.
No, he said in the whole competition.
The whole competition.
Arsenal were the best.
Bro,
where are you right now then?
Bro.
If you were the best, where were you right now?
Did you hear the interview of other players talking about our game?
No,
how
we're
we
talking
play
about your manager, right?
Bro, when? Tell me one interview where a player after a game and they've won and said,
There's a.
Let me finish the question. Where a player has been like, they've won the game and like, no, we didn't deserve the win. Most of the times, like, we played a good game, they played well, blah 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 blah. They'll never like shut you guys down because it's not good sportsmanship. In the game of sportsmanship, I'ma give y'all props, but you were not the better team on the day. Bro. The best game y'all played this year. Even the game you played against Madrid without Rice, it was all set pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you saying this now?
Because you agreed with Arteta for this.
Literally, the other day we played against you guys were like, yeah, you guys.
No, you played, bro. Okay, set pieces. Set pieces are part of the game.
Wait, it's on the podcast what I said. I said I wanted Arsenal to win that game, but after that game, I wanted them to lose. On the podcast, because I wanted Madrid out.
I wanted Madrid out as well.
I wasn't talking about that, though. But like,
So I was never supporting Arsenal.
Since you agree with Arteta, I want you to substantiate I just don't want you to speak and not speak facts.
I agree with Arteta. I'm defending him, which is different.
How can you defend him?
No, obviously.
I would defend him, bro.
I have a question for you, Manuel. I have a question for you, Manuel.
Let me
Okay, let him chat.
Let me clarify.
All right, cook.
Okay.
Let's see what you're gonna dish up here.
Okay, all right.
Not rice for sure. White rice.
Yeah.
I talk.
He's gonna get it next season.
Talk.
Yeah, man of the match back
chat.
to back. I'm happy for rice. So whatever you say is okay. Okay. I'm just saying I don't know about how like a manager should react or how a team should react after match. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are saying, "Oh, Arteta said we were the better team. We are the better team."
He said it.
Yeah. Okay. We are the better team. Okay.
Mm.
After the match.
Yeah.
Okay. One question. What did Ancelotti say after we beat them 2-0?
No, it's delusional because you were not the better team. We all watched that game, bro. You were not the better team.
The thing is that he didn't say they were the better team. Like they were the better team
in
the
whole
whole competition.
Even
okay,
Barcelona,
PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool.
Which is a lie. Do you know what that is?
Even Bayern, bro. Come on.
People are champions in
Liverpool.
league,
Come on.
You guys, nothing.
Come on.
How are you better than those people who are winning something?
In the study of psychology, you call this delusion.
Bro.
This is what this is.
It's delusional.
Okay.
It's delulu.
Do you know what I call that? I call that a manager that has a type of character to himself.
Which is called arrogance. It's
It has a character to himself.
It's ignorant arrogance to the point where how do you say you're the best, bro? I don't know. I've never seen Partey make so many throws in my life. From minute 2, we're on their half throw, long throws, the whole flipping time. You conceded in this fashion to Bournemouth on the previous weekend. You're like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do at the highest level. Just throw-ins. They yielded nothing, bro.
Because we don't have.
You're relying on Seppi. Okay, let's go
have
into the next topic.
It's not an excuse, bro.
Everything is striker.
Bro, it's not an excuse.
You played a team with no striker.
Bro.
PSG don't have a striker as well.
It's not an excuse. It's a tactics. Okay, we don't have a striker, so
Okay.
we play different tactics. That's it.
Well, your tactics failed.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
they failed.
But
you have no right.
tactics
Your manager
fail.
doesn't have a right
Tactics
to say
fail.
that.
Everything
You're not the better team in a long man. Not even the second best, not the third best in that. Come on.
I'd say in that competition, maybe. You're the
guys-
fifth.
You're
Fifth
fifth,
best.
exactly. Not even
Or fourth.
That's
Maybe.
fourth.
I'll put you at fourth.
You know, Arsenal
But the
problem,
best?
Come on.
Nah.
They feel like they have the best party. They have rice, but there's no seasoning. That's your problem.
It
Listen,
didn't work.
One thing I'm gonna say is Arteta saying that is delusional in the
He knows
sense that bro, you're not the better team in the whole competition. Even on that day, you weren't
Being
the better team,
bro.
on that day because the better team won. And
Exactly.
it was clear.
Because that's what
You
it comes down to.
You
Goals.
guys focus on set piece, which was the throw-in, the corners, the free kicks, but it didn't yield nothing. And this is Arteta's strategy for the past few games. Since he was able to do that with Real Madrid, it felt like, okay, now that's going to work for everybody.
We didn't score with set piece only against Real Madrid.
And it's not a bad tactic to be using set pieces because
just gonna
PSG
put that.
do. PSG have a bad record of defending set pieces. So it's not, but that to be your only angle, it's not good enough. At this level,
Like, as you see that didn't work.
arguably
he
the
was
best
supposed to
team in the
change.
competition.
But,
Yeah.
but did you watch the match?
Bro, we are talking about it because we watched the match.
Are you okay? We're on the group chat.
Wait, you watched the match.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it all? Were we all trying to get the set piece, or were we also playing the normal?
No, you are playing to play, but when you are trapped in the corner, you just hit it off a thing because you know you can just throw it in.
That's it.
The better team has got a balance.
Yeah,
to
but
it,
that's
and
what
they
I'm
score
saying.
goals. The better
You're-
team score goals and defend. That's
And
the
they
team.
change tactics when necessary. You guys didn't.
Basically,
You're just
the
a
better
one-trick
team
pony,
wins.
bro. You're just one trick.
Yeah.
If you have no
You
other
can't-
angle
you
to,
cannot be the
What we
best
got, and we
team
gave it what
in the
we got.
competition. You know why?
sorry,
Because
say that again.
You can't be the best team in the competition. You know why? Because all the best teams in the competitions are winning their individual leagues.
Exactly.
Liverpool, Bayern,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Barcelona, Real Madrid,
PSG
they're all-
as well.
PSG as well. So how are you the better team?
Inter,
Bro, come on.
So, man, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to those games.
Anyhow, the main thing I'm gonna say, you made an excuse earlier saying, "Oh, we don't have a striker." Okay, it's fine,
bro.
Now you guys have bought a striker. Let's see what you're gonna do with the striker next season.
Who have they bought?
You
didn't do
Zubimendi.
No, he's not a striker. Zubimendi's not a striker. He's a midfielder. He's a midfielder.
He's gonna replace.
But they're saying they didn't have a striker like over the past 5 years. You guys have,
bro,
always had strikers.
All the teams you played, bro, in this last, none of them have strikers.
Exactly. Bro. And even when you guys have strikers,
PSG doesn't have a striker. Real Madrid doesn't have a striker.
Yeah.
You have players who are playing in that position,
Absolutely.
but none of them are strikers.
Absolutely.
Mbappé ain't no striker.
Exactly.
Dembele ain't no striker, so you can't use that. You can't use that.
Play.
Exactly. So you can't use that argument. A lot of men them don't have strikers like that.
That's old story.
It's a drought.
Don't blame the Tifo.
So what they did is they played a center defensive midfielder.
It doesn't matter who you play there. That's your choice. But
none
of us have them.
You guys are clinical Merino.
Pate after Pate.
He's scored more goals than Chelsea players.
Who?
Merino.
Who?
Who won the championship?
Who?
Merino scored more goals than Chelsea.
How many?
Who? Which player?
Who?
Which player?
Jackson got 14 this season. How many did Marino got? Not 14. He's scoring, but not 14.
Okay.
But let's not get to that.
Even, you know the thing that is also making me, I saw a post where they were like, oh, Arsenal players, who are you going to take? Arsenal PSG players. And this guy was like, Odegaard is the best midfielder in the whole of Premier League. I'm like, how delusional, bro.
No. Like, you have to understand internet and also the real game, bro. You cannot just say, okay, I saw this person and he said this. There are fans that always say stuff. Like Arsenal fans, we are divided. Okay,
yeah, that's what he's highlighting. The
the
Delulu of Arsenal fans.
I'm not saying we're delusional. We're divided. We're divided. There are Arsenal fans that go online and say certain stuff, and then there are others that are like, okay, they are the ones that support Arteta to stay in
and
Arsenal.
which team you for? Where are you?
I'm with Arteta.
So you support all the bullshit he says.
I'm not deluded.
Okay, let's close down this topic. Let's close down this topic with the Arsenal. But to end it, since you're for Arteta,
yeah.
If Arteta gives nothing, yields nothing at the end of next season, because clearly you're giving him a chance now.
Next season is like the last
one.
Because
that's it for
I
you.
will explain. Because I think in the past few years he hasn't been backed up well with the transfer market.
700 mil, bro. He's had 700 mil in the past 5.
He hasn't been backed up well.
Come on.
700 mil is not well.
Well, like, let's just see.
700 mil.
Let's see. Now that we have a new manager, let's see.
What do you mean you have a new manager?
New owner?
New sporting director.
Sporting director.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
All right.
let's see.
All right. Let's get to more interesting things. United and Spurs. Why I say United and Spurs? Because basically your predicaments are the same, but you've got something to play for. And if we look at it, Arsenal is out. Arsenal is out, and United and Spurs are in. One of these teams are gonna finish with the trophy at the end of the season, a European trophy at the end. And Arsenal have nothing.
Just to highlight that.
And Arsenal have nothing. So one of these teams. Yes. Sorry. Oh, a draw. Forest and Leicester draw.
I shot US before.
Okay, good. So that's good. So Chelsea's still in fifth. But a W for it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. But we have a United fan here, and banter aside, because we've passed the banter section. That was Arsenal. Now let's let's speak objectively and just like let's have a conversation and not try. I'm not gonna try to get a make out of you, but just like let's let's have a proper conversation here.
Go for it. I'm ready.
Okay, we lightly touched on this
last. And like Arsenal, so.
We lightly touched on this last week and saying who would like win, who I'd prefer to see win, and like what it is. But now, y'all lost again to West Ham now. at the time of the recording and this conversation, you got to this final. You've put all your guns in this final. What is the way forward from here? Because from how I see it, if this is not gonna get, I think it's still gonna get worse. Even next season, like even if let's say you have a window, personally, how I see it, I don't think you even get into like top 8 next season. But let's say you want to pierce in and get into top 8. What do you think needs to happen for some light to be shed on United? Because it's not looking good, bro.
One, we need to get rid of players. Like most of the players, like we need to understand who are going to be our players and who aren't going to be our players. We need to get that sorted out. Okay, and once that's sorted out, now we can focus on who are the players that needs to stay. So, from my perspective, or my opinion, this is my personal. United is going to do what they're going to do, but this is my own POV. And what I want is I need a mixture of I want the academic players to come true, because there are a few of them with good potentials who have spark more than the main players there. And another thing is injuries, bro. Injuries has been killing us, and we don't get to see how players
work. Killing a lot of teams.
Yeah. So we don't get to see how a whole foot United team is going to work. So what this end of season is going to give us, or give Amorim, is going to give him time to understand his players and know specifically where their role is, because he's been making a lot of changes, a lot of switches due to players not being in form or injuries and all that. But now with this whole football break and going into next season, is going to give him time to be able to understand, okay, these are the players I need and these are the players I don't need. These are the players I want to buy. And then going into the Europa League, and if we are able to win it, personally...
Now we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
But there.
Don't you think that's naive, though, in the sense of, okay, you want the academy players to come through. They're playing under a lot of pressure because they know in the state they're in. Not... You say you want academy players to come in. He's been playing academy players for the maybe last 4 game weeks. I was watching the game before you got here.
Right.
I didn't even know your back line. I only knew Mazraoui. The rest were academy players.
Right.
But you think it's fair to put that pressure on them, knowing that you want them to perform. You're saying, okay, I'm giving you a chance, but you think it's fair. It's okay, we're 17th or 16th, and do something.
I get.
You think that's
fair? I get you. But look at the state of United right now, in the sense that one, we don't have the financial capability of getting those players. So that's why we're putting our all into the Europa, because that might give us a bit of financial finance to be able to finance to get new players. We do need new players. It's obvious.
It's pretty obvious, yeah.
It's very, very obvious. We need them in the attack. We need one in the midfield, and we need it in the defense as well. So especially our attack. We have chance creating. We've been creating a lot of chances, but there's no clinical striker. There's no clinical forward. If Bruno doesn't do magic, then there's no sauce.
There's no sauce.
You get me? If Ahmed is not playing with a fast pace and whatnot, the rest are just being there. It's boring. Garnacho always kicking the ball and nothing, bro. I don't know if he needs glasses. I can borrow him mine so he can see the poses.
So the premise there.
Yeah, I get, but different coach, different system. So I don't know if it's Amorim's system that's not working for him, or if it's just mental. It's the same thing with Kopama. It's not like Kopama is not good. It's not like Garnacho is not good. But I guess
he needs the support around him.
And I think
it's similar. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just saying there's a similar thing there. Garnacho's been balling, but right now he can't even make the goal. Same thing, Kopama was balling, but right now he's not seeing anything. His last goal was a pen, before he got that pen, he missed the.
Is in most of the goal contributions, 80%.
The same thing with Garnacho, bro.
Is in the goal contributions?
Yes, it's just missing direct goals. That's the thing. There's so many goals that I've seen, but it's usually in the goal.
I think you can't. The comparison is unfair because one is struggling at the top and one is struggling at the bottom. So it's but I understand. No. I understand the comparison, but I'm saying it's not a fair comparison.
No,
it's not a fair. You could compare it you can compare it to maybe I can't even compare it to
Nani or somebody
to Spurs, because Spurs score goals, and the thing with United is that you're not scoring enough goals to win the games.
And that's a problem.
That's the problem.
I admit that as
well. Yeah.
I'm just saying on a player-to-player level, on what do you want from your forward? What do you want from your forward?
Assist and goals.
So does that matter whether you're playing in Sunday school league or you're playing in top league? The thing you need from your forward is assist and goals.
Yeah.
Can I chip in?
Bro,
let him finish.
My point is, you on a pitch, 11 players playing football, whether you're playing on the highest pinnacle of the game or you're playing on the lowest pinnacle of the game, is still the job of a forwarder is to still be clinical. That's what I'm trying to say with Garnacho and Palmer. I'm not trying to say who is a better player or whatnot. I'm just trying to say they were good because you mentioned that. I'm saying he's still that baller, but I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if it's... And I see that similarity with Palmer. It's not a discussion of if Palmer is better or if Garnacho is better or if they play the same position. It's just that similarity of these guys were good or they are good, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do that we know they can do. That's all I'm saying.
I get that, but as I want to chip in here, right? Because you brought up a good point, Melida. It depends, like you said, it doesn't depend if you play in the Sunday league or the top or the bottom, but I think it highly depends on that if you're the top or the bottom, because how crucial those Garnacho goals will be for you, like it could change the whole thing for you in this case scenario, right? Well, Palmer right now is not scoring those goals, but it's most of the contribution. But our defense are doing a good job. We're struggling, but we're struggling at the top 6. It's a different thing, So if Palmer does not score, we'll still win games. Garnacho,
I think, what Dylan, I get that. The fault in your argument is that you're comparing the level. You can't compare the level. I think you're just comparing the struggle. Yeah, that's what you're comparing.
That's it. I'm not saying I'm not comparing the level. I'm not saying it's just
the fault in the comparison is just it's different levels.
You can say Sunday league or this league or top bottom. The levels they make a difference, because if it's in top 6, we have a player that's not scoring goals, but he's still at the top 6, right? It's a different situation because you winning some games, you're defending well compared to a player that's like, what are you guys now, 15, 16?
Probably drops one of those.
17.
This is something that I also want to say is like, due to the fact that United has been shit, basically, we don't see a lot of fans, a lot of football fans don't see like what Bruno brings to the table.
Oh, of course.
We see it.
Exactly, but it's not talked enough. This is what I'm saying. If, for example, Odegaard, people were comparing Odegaard to Bruno.
No way. I would not. Yeah.
You would not. My point is there's media, right? I'm saying in general. I'm not speaking about individual right now. I'm talking about in general. Like, due to the fact that United is shit, we don't talk about, Bruno. Yes, right now they're seeing him because he's the main catalyst in United game. But, bro, this guy has been doing this every season for the past 5 years since the game to United. Every season he's topping his goal and assist, his goal and assist.
His tally,
His tally, bro.
You see why it's so important, like the levels, because if you guys were top 6, he'll be talked more about. That's why you see you can't compare the levels.
That's why I agree with you on that. That's why
you don't deserve it. Yeah. You don't deserve to talk about Bruno because, regardless of how good you are, you're still losing your games.
Exactly.
So exactly. Yeah, you can be it happens to a lot. Like Ipswich, bro. There's a lot of good players there. I wouldn't say good players, but they play a really good system, and it's nice to watch. But doesn't matter how nice you play or how hard you fight. If you don't win those games, you don't win those games. So, well, go on.
Echoes, bro. Yeah,
echo. We can hear you from the speaker.
Yeah. Sorry. So, okay, it's done. Prem is done. Like, there's nothing you can salvage from it. So, the Europa now, is that redemption?
Well, it's not redemption, but it's something. It's something.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this something. It's not even something. I don't think for a United, the people higher up, it's even like a thing for them. For like, we want to play in the Champions League. I think at this point, it's for the money. Because if you don't get that money, And if you aren't in that position to get that money, you can't buy the players.
Next season. It's gonna be more difficult next season. But so for me, winning this Europa is more for us to be able to be financially get players during the transfer window. Because that's the thing bro, I remember.
So you don't even have the expectation to do something in the Champions League.
Bro, I don't even want to see. If you remember, this is what I wanted to get to. I think it's on the record, maybe on our first or second podcast. I mentioned that I would actually don't want United to go
to be in any
Champions.
competition.
Let's just focus and rebuild.
But now it hurts you.
Huh?
Because if you don't qualify now, it will hurt you
more.
It will hurt you more.
Don't have the finance to like be able to build. So that's the other thing.
Finance or like just the limits? Like you have to win something to buy players, right?
But no, PSR. They can't buy because you get so much money from the Champions League, which like you can put on the books, just not by buying players. Like you get flipping.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There's a lot.
Marketing,
so it's not like
flipping.
raw cash. You guys have the money.
We have the money,
yeah,
but
they can't spend
use
it.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
so winning the Europa and qualifying to the Champions League is going to give us more money.
Yeah,
you know,
like over 100, over 100 M. So
and
it's like
PSR won't be able to say nothing because the money is like income.
Yeah, it's income.
100%.
It's Canada's income.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, I do agree. But the only thing for me right now, I think that jumps us also to our next topic is what we feel about Tottenham and Arsenal, you know, and Tottenham and Manchester United in that very position right now.
They're fighting it out.
It out, right? So how I feel about that, like I've never ever like felt somewhere about like the qualifiers of that final
until
like,
this year,
to the Champions League.
Yeah,
until this year, because obviously I'm a fan of one of these top 6 teams right now that are fighting for that top 5 position.
And they're fighting hard.
They're fighting so hard. They've played so good.
Can you switch on the lamp? Sorry.
Yeah,
right there.
They've played so good the whole season, right? They've struggled so hard. And I'm seeing a team that the both of them...
They're still struggling.
Yeah, we're still struggling, of course. I'm not arguing about that yet. But we're seeing 2 teams that are at the bottom, like literally close to relegation, and they both have an equal chance. Just one match against each other.
They're match away.
It's not like you play. Yeah. And we have Liverpool, Newcastle, Nottingham to pass, right? To get there. So I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is that I know the rules are rules, regulations. That's what it is, obviously. Yeah. And I think United is going to pass there, in my opinion. But I think it's come as a big thing right now because I'm going to get to my point. So the thing is, I just think there should be a clause that says if you're not in the top half of your,
do you know what?
Finish it. People does not like but people do not know. Like if you're not in the top 10 of your top half of your league, even if you win that competition, you shouldn't be on there. Like just take the next player in the league. That I think because it's not just fair. Like seeing a team from like literally you.
Do you know why it's hard to do that? It's hard to do that because if let's say it was Ipswich who qualified for the thing, and they were still performing around 15 in the league, but they got to the final, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We're having this conversation is because these teams are historically really the part of the top 6 in England.
Of course. And
they've been performing very bad. The rule has always been the same. You win the Europa, you get to the Champions League. Our problem with it right now, it's because it's who it is.
I agree.
I think that's why it is.
It's not who it is.
It's one of those things.
It's not only who it is, but the position in which we find ourselves.
Exactly.
Also that.
So you guys are being hypocritical.
No, not me. But Arsene Wenger himself.
Wait. Listen, you guys are being hypocritical in that sense because all you guys just highlighted is because of the team.
Yeah, for me personally,
bad.
For me,
that's why. So, bro. And because you guys find yourself in that position, so it's hypocritical to now say, oh, maybe there should be a way to like regulate that so United and Tottenham might not qualify and whatnot.
Really understand what I was trying to say.
But at the end of the day, what the main thing is, if Chelsea have won the Premier League, for example, you wouldn't care much, bro.
Bro, I wanted to say that.
No, about if you guys qualify. No, I don't think so. I don't think
I wasn't done.
I've never thought of.
Hit my point. I wasn't done. The thing is, it's not like if we won the Champions League or something, or it's because it's Manchester United. That's how you feel, Melly. Like it's Manchester United, right?
No, actually, no. I'm not even have the thing about Chelsea in my head. This has nothing to do with me.
No. Because
He does, you don't.
No.
So see, two different fans.
Wait. He said, Melly said, because it does, like the fact that it's Manchester United is naturally part of the top 6, that plays a factor for you, right? For me, it does not.
No, not for me. I think like for everyone.
For me, it does not.
Because it was brought up by Wenger. When Wenger brought it up, I sent it to the group, and I'm like, I agree with him, but I also agree with it more so it's because of like who it is and of how bad you've played this season, and your reward might be Champions League.
It's not that, to be honest.
You know,
for me, it's not that.
It's okay.
Even if it was like Leicester City, right? I'm still gonna feel the same way. I'm telling you because let me finish. I haven't finished. I'm saying I'm more concerned where I am at than who is there. Because if I'm fighting this top 6 against Nottingham, Aston Villa, and the other teams right there, and I'm gonna like see Ipswich passing to Champions League on the other end, I'm still gonna be mad. It's not United or Ipswich. I don't care who is there. All I care is that I'm fighting so hard with the top teams in my league, and I might finish 6th and bottom. Ipswich is gonna pass. That's how I feel. I don't care if it's United or any other team.
I get it.
You know?
But what I'm trying to say is, one, you feel this way because you guys are fighting for that, and you feel like there's another team who is having a shortcut,
and they don't have to
get to there, bro. This has been happening over the years. It has never been an issue.
No. I think it's been.
Wait. Let me finish.
Okay, talk.
Let me finish. This has been happening over the years, and people don't really. It's never been a topic until now that it's United and Tottenham, and we've been shit. No doubt.
And you know what made it worse?
No doubt.
Your manager said we ain't finna focus on this thing called the Premier League. We're gonna do everything in the Europa.
Because
and you're like,
that's the
no,
only
I get it,
good.
but.
No,
It just
It's the only solution.
yeah, I get it, but it just makes it more like, what are you like? It's like
Well,
you don't deserve it. This is what it.
I
Yeah,
totally
you get.
agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
totally
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
It's undeserving, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. We can't
That's
do
it.
nothing about it.
It
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is. It's undeserving. For me, like I said earlier, I'd rather us not play in the Champions League, but we need the money. Because I feel like we actually need to just focus on one league and rebuild. And
Of course,
like
it's gonna
that's
hurt you
what
guys
I
next
need.
season.
That's what I need
Okay.
for us. Like personally, as a United fan, I need us to
I agree.
rebuild.
I agree with your point of view for your team.
But we might see you in the Champions League.
We might.
Yeah.
But what if you guys didn't see Chelsea and you guys won the Champions
What
League?
if what?
That'd be nice.
What?
That's not why I'm mad.
what if
Like banter
Manchester
part,
United-
banter aside. That's not why I'm mad.
Won the Champions League and you guys didn't even get to the league.
Like,
What's this? What if we can't
So
do?
what if United win the Europa and goes to the
It
Champions
goes to the Champions
League?
and wins the
Chelsea-
Champions
Good for
League.
them. Good
And
for
you
them.
guys didn't go to the.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
No, I'm just
not
saying.
probable.
I'm saying. Just so
Yeah, but it's good for them if it does happen. Then that should mean that they deserve it right now. But what we see right now, it doesn't look like they deserve it. But I don't care if it's United and other team. What I'm saying is that the top 6 right now, like you said, like nobody ever cared.
It's
like,
a final.
Like
These
you said,
3
nobody
games are
ever
finals.
cared,
Yeah.
right? Of who passes to the Champions League through the Europas, right? Yeah, of course nobody cares because it's never been this tight in a long time. Like
Yeah,
6
yeah.
tight.
Like from 2nd to 8th, it hasn't been this tight in a long time.
In a long time, one. And if it has been this tight, like personally, maybe Chelsea was not in the middle of all that, right? It's because like I said right from the beginning, I'm concerned because Chelsea's in there.
Exactly.
I don't
That's
care
what I'm
about
saying.
United or
Exactly.
any
That's
other
what
For
I'm
me, it was
saying.
separate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like I'm fine with that because I know we've had a better season than you.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay.
Just to close
That's
this
why I
out,
said
Yeah,
just
but
to
you
close
could-
this
yeah,
out
but
because
you
this
were-
topic.
Because you were saying that, sorry, just one second, I'll be done. Because you were saying that people are concerned about this right now because it's Tottenham or United. I'm saying no. For me,
Yeah,
it's
he
because
said
Chelsea's
if it was
tight.
Leicester, he doesn't matter who it is. It's just
Exactly.
like you don't deserve it at that stage. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think it would
But
be
you know
would
the
be
crazy
different.
thing,
You know
you know-
why? It would be
Why?
different in the sense like, do you know why it makes it worse for me? Just to close this out, it's because even last year they didn't deserve it, but because they won the FA Cup, they got into it. If Ipswich or Leicester got to this place, that means before they made it into that position to play in the competition. Yeah. But to close, guys, to close the conversation, what do we say about like the level of the Europa? Because you see who's in the final now. It's Tottenham and Spurs.
Exactly.
I think
Tottenham and Spurs.
Sorry, Tottenham and and United. What does this say about the level? Because I see it in the conference before we get to and in the Prem now. It's like the teams who are playing in the Europa cannot beat Tottenham and the United. Is because maybe they have more to play for because they know financially what it can mean, or also with Tottenham could be their first trophy. But like, why is that so much that the level between English teams and the Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, it's like the level is not as good as we think it should be? Like, what does it say about the Europa League?
I don't think it's anything to do with the Europa League, because all the teams that are in the Europa League are teams that are top of their individual domestic leagues.
So you're saying, so if they were to come to the Prem, they'd be below these United and things.
I'm just saying, play in those leagues.
So I'm just saying,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that.
So
might
I'm
be
just saying, one, it gives the players more chance to play and find better. And you know, imagine you being rested and you have an opportunity to play in the Europa, and you need to show your team that, oh, I can also play in my domestic league. This is opportunities for players and whatnot. But at the same time, bro, you making like, oh, the level in Europa is it low or is it? But because I say it like all the teams that play in the Europa League are teams that are top of their domestic leagues.
Yeah.
So,
but what does it say about the rest, the football itself?
Football
if they're the
low.
top of their league and they're failing to beat 16th and 17th of the Prem, it just means the English teams the gap is too big, is
Right.
what I'm saying.
Right.
So what does that say about the Europa League?
No, I think it's the rotation of players, because like most of the times managers like they test the players that bench, academic.
Not in the
players.
Europa, bro.
So
Not in the Europa.
beginning, yeah, in the beginning they do
Maybe
that.
group stages,
Group
but
stages
not
they
at
do
this
that.
level.
Not
Because
at this
Europa is the
level.
second tier, so people
Right.
want to win it. It's not like the conference where we've
So-
been like
So you're
rotating
saying
everything.
like
It's
the
different.
English teams are probably
The gap.
a lot more better, like gap-wise.
Yeah.
A lot more better than all these other teams.
Yeah, but not that much gap. Not that
Like
much.
next year,
Not,
for
not,
instance,
not United Betis kind of gap.
like Bournemouth, Fulham might be in one of those teams are going to be in the Europa,
Right.
and I guarantee that they might get to a semi-quarter final. Just how good they do in the Prem, and I think their level is been insane.
Right.
The Arsenal failed to beat them twice this season.
Right.
Arsenal got to a semi-final of a UEFA Champions League, and that's what 9th place in the Premier League.
Right.
That's incredible. Areola's had a really good season at Bournemouth. And now, depending on where they finish, they might be in the conference or the Europa League. And I'm just saying the gap between Europa in Europe and in England, I think it's a big difference.
Well,
But
I
not
think
that much of a difference.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
No problem. I think that also makes sense, but at the same time, if you look at it in the Champions League, that means the top of the top who are playing in the Champions League are they not also from those domestic leagues like the La Ligas and the Serie A?
Exactly.
Yeah, they are.
So
It's rotation.
So the English team there, where are they?
No, because it's different. Because look,
Exactly.
like
Good point.
there
Very,
in
very
some
good
in
point.
some in some leagues, like let's say the Swedish league, maybe position 1 gets the Champions League. It's not like top 4. In other countries, it's like 1, and then from 2 you go to Europa, 3 or 4 go to conference. I'm not being specific on the zonal things, but like the top country right now is England. That's why we get 5, and then when we go to Italy, it becomes top 4. Spain, top 4. The lower your ranking, the less teams can participate. So even if we say the teams that are playing in the Europa are in the top, yeah, they're in the top, but they're not the first. They're not the second. You know what I mean?
Bro,
So,
for example, the team we played against, what was your name? Atletico Bilbao.
yeah.
They are 4th in La Liga. They have the best defense in La Liga. They have they've conceded less goals than anybody in La Liga.
They did Nottingham of La Liga.
Exactly. And we're able to give them 7 goals.
Yeah.
So, and United in the Prem is like,
Yeah.
wait.
This comes to the point of like, football, you can just never know what
Exactly.
happens. Never know.
Exactly. So it's all football.
But honestly, like I have watched some Europa. I think the level hasn't been as it has been in the past. Like this year specifically. That also goes for the Champions League. Like the Champions League started getting interesting quarterfinals, semi-finals.
Very true.
This is when it became like, oh snap.
Because, bro, imagine Liverpool leaving in the quarterfinal, bro.
You see, And that's what
Madness.
happened.
And Aston Villa were moving
They're moving forward. You see what I'm saying? But in the Prem, there's no way Aston Villa will beat Liverpool. Like, not even in their dreams, bro.
I mean,
No, come on. Now we have won.
It does happen, but like that's football, man.
That's why we say there's no easy game in the
unpredictable.
Prem. There's no easy game.
And then there's Arsenal.
Force
in the
Arsenal.
middle somewhere.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
But
Never
nothing.
winning.
Always there.
Let's get to Chelsea. We haven't spoken about Chelsea on this
beating us
podcast
next
in a
season.
minute.
Let's dream.
We are in the final of the Conference League, and where we sit right now, if I'm not mistaken, because of the Nottingham Forest result, we sit fifth.
Yeah.
So it's in our hands.
Are you sure about that?
What do you mean? Yes, it's in our hands. We play Nottingham at the end of the season. We play United next, so it's in our hands to get into the Champions League.
That's why I wanted them to win today.
So,
In that case.
I'm gonna ask Noah because Noah is knowledgeable on like Chelsea and the in and out, but it's an open question. If you've watched Chelsea this season, since this is the 30th game week 36,
36, yeah.
how would you say how would you rate the season? Okay, we've got to a final. I mean, it's the conference. And we are fifth, possibly could finish fourth. How would you rate Maresca's first season?
It's a very tricky question because every time I've seen him play, off the top of my head, I was like, should have given Pochettino more time.
Pochettino.
Yeah.
You see Maresca play?
He's the manager. Come on, like, the team play. Every time I've seen the team play, I'm like, especially at the initial stage of the season, right? I was like, Pochettino, I needed him to have more time because he finished so well last season, right? So I think if I have to compare, so I'll give you like two analyses, comparing and one just like without comparing, right? So comparing, I think maybe Pochettino would have done better because he finished well last season and he had more experience like with Chelsea, and I think this season he could have built on that sincerely because we didn't have like much of rotation in the players and all that, Then when it comes to Maresca, he started very, very well, but I think also that's on top of what Pochettino did last season. The defense line, I love his defense though, to be honest. The three-man defense, I like that a lot. But I just think mentally he's not giving the players enough when it comes to like the confidence, because when he said we're not in the league title, those discussions, that mid-season, I think they should have been stronger psychologically, should have built the players to have a better mindset. I think we could have have a better hand of. We could have been third right now.
I mean, we don't know what he was saying in the background. We just know what he was saying to the media, So
yeah, but you could tell like even a lot of players lost it. Palmer fell off during that time,
I mean, from January, like December, January. That's when,
not just him, or,
and not just him alone. Yeah,
like
correct.
All the players, even Caicedo is doing so well and I had a bad time that period. Enzo too, the same thing,
I don't think Caicedo dropped off at all.
He did a little bit. He did a little bit. But he's our best player. Obviously, it's been
incredible,
2,000%. So how will I rate this season? Okay, I'm gonna give it anything above 60% on a scale of 100. Just that right. Okay,
yeah.
Because right now we're battling out with teams that in my opinion, doing way better than us. Aston Villa, they're all doing. Even Bournemouth is doing better than us. Even if they're below us, I think their gameplay. They're doing better than us. That's what I feel.
From the outside in, what y'all think?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm the wrong person.
Mike.
I'm the wrong person to ask this question because my team is shit and I focus on them. But looking at Chelsea overall season, it's been fairly average compared to what Chelsea could do.
So you're comparing Chelsea to last season or Chelsea of the past?
Chelsea of Chelsea.
Comparing to the paper and what you can do.
Exactly. To paper, with all the players, with all the on paper, and the output that's coming out, it's totally different,
invested.
bro. It's fairly
Of course.
And also, I would say, you guys invested much in trying to get the team to build it well, to get it to a level to be able to get second place.
Chelsea spent a lot of money.
You spent a lot of money. Yeah, so
made a lot
like
of money
spending a lot of money, and okay, the business involved.
Business,
That's what I'm saying. It's your team. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you guys almost finished. I would say you guys almost finished second. Almost. Like it was during like
we could have.
Even today, if we won today's game,
bro, I just submitted it.
If we won today, we could have been third.
They could have.
Wait. What does that even mean? If you won? Oh, if we
won today.
I thought to say if you want.
No.
If we won,
okay.
If they won, they would have been third. But like at the same time, you can also, it's like seeing watching Chelsea game and also Man City game is like Chelsea they are the level where Man City were like.
Yeah, we're struggling.
Like they're struggling right now.
I agree. We don't have.
And Man City right now, they are like in this same play level that Chelsea were the first start of the season.
What I say,
tricky. I think. Sorry. You wanna go?
No. Before you go, go.
So I think City, like they still have their DNA. They still like have their play, like the play style. You know, I think Chelsea just is a bit all over the place, right? Even like today's game, the last game, the game before, like the ultimate.
Jackson killed us today.
Yeah,
Jackson
like
killed us.
Look our last 10, 20 games, like every single game is almost different. You know, it's like I kind of feel like the pattern. That's what I'm saying.
So you feel like Chelsea's losing their DNA?
Not losing our DNA, but like it's just a bit shaky at the moment. So we winning. We are winning some games, right? Like we were like 5 game streak before today, right? 5 win streak. 4 before today. Okay, that's good. But how did we win those games? We struggled.
Honestly,
we struggled, man.
I have a contrary belief to that. This is the first time today. Was the first time in 6 months that Chelsea have played the same 11. This hasn't happened since the last time was 6 months ago. But for 3 games in a row, the same team hasn't happened since 2006. That says a lot. But also, we are in a position now where we've had more points than we had last season. So that's progression, point-wise. In terms of like Maresca, yes, we started well, and then we had a dip. But also, what is lucky for us, when we dipped, teams around us dipped. So it's not like it's an isolated thing with just Chelsea alone.
It would have been a Manchester United, right?
It would be a different convo if everyone started like shooting up and we were shooting down. It just happens. Every team this year in the Prem has had a dip. Now it's how long your dip is. Mm-hmm. That's what's different with different teams. So holistically, if I look at the season, I see progression. I'd want to be in the Champions League, but what I also, because we've downplayed the Conference League, and what would be nice is to win it, because the group of players that we have are very young. Just to win something will shift something in their brain. The mentality, we've won something. It's a good place to win from. You've won something. This also gives us the opportunity to win every trophy that you can ever win. So that's something good, but it's a good place to start from.
I have a question though. In Chelsea player right now, who is a player that has won something there?
The last is only James who won the
James
Champions League.
is the only player in Chelsea that could actually say, "Yo, I've won. I'm a champion." I know. I get that. I'm just trying to understand.
Like right now, who's won there? I mean, some players might have won from other teams. Cole Palmer has something from City, but like
Chelsea.
But with Chelsea, it's
just James. Yeah.
And I know like the Conference League, okay, but
we just have to go win it now. That's it.
I understand what you mean by like the confidence to give them, but it's not all that confidence, to be honest. But
bro, it does something to win something,
but it's not all that, you know. Okay, I know we point wise we better than last season. We obviously the team is in a better place than last season. But all I'm saying, maybe if we gave Pochettino more time, we could have been in a better place. I
didn't like Pochettino. I didn't like him personally because he was too Spursy for me. He was too Spursy. I didn't like the basketball thing. I didn't like the lack of control we had. I'd rather control the ball and lose than not have control of the ball and score and lose. Like, I'd rather have control than not have control.
I don't like.
Do you think we have control right now?
Yeah, we've had more control. statistics wise,
compared to when
we've won more games in control than lost. We've lost some in control, but we've won more in control. So that's
a good thing.
But the best
14 wins to be exact.
The best play that of coach that I like is actually Nuno, bro. I like his gameplay, man. It's beautiful.
What I don't like about Nuno is this ultra defense of this low block. It's funny what Luis Diaz was complaining about how Southampton. I'm like, bro, whatever. But it's like it's a tactic. It's a tactic, bro. If I have 11 men behind and all yours are in front, it's just a tactic. Defense. Exactly. That's it. It's a tactic, and it's hard to open that lock for any team. It happens across the board. Yeah. But yeah, give it to Nuno, man. Like they had their blip is happening right now.
Yeah. But if there's
at the wrong time
of coaches for this season, it's gonna be Nuno.
Nottingham. Yeah, I mean, where he brought them from, they were relegation last year, bro. Now what they talking Champions League?
Yeah.
What? Mad.
If there was Slamy, do you guys know what a Slamy is?
No.
A Slamy award is like the award, like a joke award, whereby you like, okay, it's not participation, but it's more like who was the joke of the coaches.
Okay, yeah.
I'll give it to
Arteta.
Close
it. I saw something on Twitter.
Okay. You give it to Arteta.
Yeah, at least you guys will have a trophy.
Yeah. Don't worry.
To close this topic, what you said about like the importance of the conference, I don't even think maybe.
17th.
I think it's important just to win a trophy. Teams go a long time without winning a trophy.
Yes. True.
Newcastle went 70 years without winning, bro, and they just won. Arsenal, it's becoming a habit. They went 5 years without a. It's important just to get something. Even if you're in your look at United, they've been bad, but at least they're getting a trophy here, and they're getting something. Yeah. So the taste of I have some it's still fresh, but to go on this prolonged fasting of 5 years of not getting nothing, it becomes a problem and it builds.
Sometimes it's bad too. Like a United case, right? Like they've been getting one or two things.
Do you know why it's bad for them? It's because they keep going down. But if they want to coming back up, it would make more sense.
Maybe
it's just
maybe
it's
they need
sad
to go dry
to see.
3 years. They'll be like, okay, we need a total restructure. You see what I'm saying?
No, it's not gonna happen.
But it's not gonna happen,
we need
obviously.
to win trophies. Yes, we're aiming for the big one, but at least
one.
You know the crazy thing. We are 17 right now, or 16. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't checked the table.
But
Regardless, our 16 the way we've played. Don't say
Liverpool is winning 2-0 against Arsenal.
Good for them.
Anyway,
Continue,
my worst season, because this is our worst season
You're
ever
16.
in the history of United. This is the worst season we've ever had. Worst play, everything. We've broken a lot of history in
Records,
a bad way.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of other teams are looking at United and be like, I wish I had your season. Because at the end of the day, we're still 50-50 chance of winning a trophy this season. And in our worst era, we've still been winning
Still
trophies.
part of the convo.
You know, why a lot of teams like Tottenham have not won anything.
No, don't even say Tottenham, bro. Say Arsenal.
Say Arsenal. You know what I thought 2 days ago? I thought 2 days ago, right?
We're getting the money. We're getting the money. It's okay. We're getting the money.
So I was thinking.
We're getting the money.
I was thinking 2 days ago, right? I was analyzing, thinking about Manchester United, Premier League in general, right? I was they did so bad. They did so bad like United, Tottenham, but come on. I would rather my team have that season than have Arsenal season.
Yeah.
They're going to
at least they're winning something.
At least you're winning something.
You guys might not get there, so yeah.
And to think that United and Spurs could be in the same competition as Arsenal next year. That's why it means
Arteta's gonna blame something. He's gonna blame the league.
He'll find something to blame, bro.
But you know why I would so love Chelsea to get Champions League football? I just want players like Palmer and Caicedo to
shine somewhere. Bro, I don't know if you
deserve
watched the
Chelsea
game
don't
today.
deserve it, but those players deserve it.
I don't know if you watched the game today.
The same thing
Even
for
though
me. I feel
Jackson
like
let us
United-
down,
Yeah.
bro,
Caicedo, bro.
flipping
The same thing
Sado, bro.
I feel like
Bruno should be
Bruno
playing on
deserve it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
who does?
no, Bruno does deserve to be playing in the highest league possible.
I agree.
But
He's a great
United
player.
as a team don't.
Yeah.
But
Chelsea's not ready.
That's just how I
He will get it. He will get it.
Yeah.
Man,
Just
bro,
one match.
you know my dream for Bruno? winning the Prem or the Champions League.
Do you think it's gonna do it to United?
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's too old.
Do you know why I think it's not gonna? It's not even. I don't even think it's about the type of football. I just think the other teams in the league are catching up financially. Are catching up, like football wise. It's getting harder.
Allow me to dream, bro. Allow me to dream. Allow me to dream.
I don't think it's too old.
Arsenal has been dreaming for so long that
it's turned delusional.
No, that's different. They woke up and they were like, oh, it's just a dream. So let me dream too, man. Let me dream.
It's two factors, because he's old right now, and meaning he does not like that, like enough time.
Who's old?
It's not old. It's
how old is Bruno?
30.
He's 30.
It's more than 30. Like
if he's 30, I don't know how old. If he's 30. It can't continue at the level.
But it can't, because like United need like years to get to the point of winning champions.
They need years, bro.
Years,
like 5 years.
Could be 2 years.
No,
2.
United,
could be 1.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, bro. Like you saying years, there's numbers to it, right? Years is like from 2 years to like.
Okay, let's talk Prem.
Can I tell you one thing?
Let's talk Prem.
Like we both know this, right? We've had clubs that have struggled for years. United and Chelsea. Right. No one will say years will mean yes. It's like
so for the when you see yourself like where you think United can win the next Premier League.
Bro, I don't know.
No. Let's just look. Let's think.
Bro, I don't know.
So okay, if I say 1 year, you think you can do it in one?
Bro, I don't know.
No, come on. Now we're just looking at where other teams are.
Listen, it's football, man. Anything is possible.
In a year?
No,
I get it.
But if you look at, like, if I'm going to judge United on our current season and saying, is this what we're playing right now, and say, are we going to win something? Bro, I don't even think we should be playing in the Champions League, bro. That means,
but that's why we're saying. In 1 year, you think you can win the Prem?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know comes after 5 years. No, 1 is like no. 2 is like no. 3 is like no. 4 is like maybe. 5 yes.
About it, I'm also allowed to feel the way I feel about it.
No, but like I'm saying, we're comparing the landscape.
Yeah. So. When does someone not knowing something now is a wrong answer, bro?
No, not knowing. It's because we can see where other teams are right now. We can't predict 5 years. You can predict 5 years on a super machine. Exactly. But like 1-2 years,
I can tell you, Chelsea it's not going to win next season.
Bro, I get that. But I can also tell you that if you ask me last season, is Nottingham Forest going to be playing the way they are playing this season? I'll tell you no.
I'll tell you they're not going to win.
No, but you saw how they played the last end of the season. You said maybe they'd be challenging like top 10. But they've overachieved.
Do you see what Nottingham Forest did last season?
Nuno pulled them out. Nuno pulled them out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying top 10 at least.
If you ask me last season, bro, I'm not going to say... No,
last season when? The beginning or the end? Or the mid?
Broski, you saw the same thing I saw. You watched the same game I saw. If you also asked me, is Aston Villa going to be challenging for the top 6 this season? I would have told you no, bro.
No, I told you yes. Villa. They were there last season, bro.
Come on, Villa.
My point is, there are a lot of things that could happen, and one day can change a lot, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but not like
football. Not in football. Not like that, though.
Happens once in a lifetime.
It's not a Leicester type thing.
Exactly. That's only happens very rarely.
But
like I could tell you, Arsenal is shit. Arsenal is shit.
Going to final.
Okay, I would never support Arsenal.
How strongly?
But I will tell you,
losing.
Arsenal winning. I will tell you, scoring 3 goals against Madrid.
No, but we predicted that, bro. I told you if there's a year to beat us, Madrid is this year because this is their weekend.
I get it, bro. But we didn't predict 3-0. We didn't predict the way it was gonna happen. We said yes, they're going to. Arsenal might have a fighting chance against Madrid, but we were like, nah. We're all focused on the remontada. We were saying,
but that's different. We are comparing like a game. We're comparing like years, like on years.
Come on.
It's a forecast. We never wear the forecast. It's never certain, but it's a forecast.
I don't like Arsenal, right?
Bro, at the same time, I would say it took us, I don't know how many years to get back to.
Yeah, it took.
I was about to say that.
You must have like a prediction, like even if it's hopeful. Like, what is it? Is what I'm asking.
That's why I was about to believe in Arteta.
That's something that I said I don't know.
But you know.
I don't know.
Like,
doesn't know.
I don't like Arsenal, right? Like total rivals. I don't like them. But if you ask me right now, do you think Arsenal have a chance of winning the Prem next year?
I'd still say yes.
I would say
But
yes,
if you asked me this
no.
question 5 years ago, you'd say no.
But no, I don't know. You can say
But you know
yes,
why we're
you
judging?
can say
That's
no,
a perfect
but
example
I
because
don't
5
know.
years we knew where they were.
Exactly.
We know where they are now. You know where
Exactly.
your team is
You know where
now.
your team is
You don't
now.
know in 5 years,
Bro,
but I'm saying
you're
next.
asking me if United. You're asking me if United is gonna win something. When
I said, when do you think?
realistically United is gonna win the Prem or the Champions League? And I said I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
but
that
you think they're
simple.
gonna win
Wait,
next year?
wait.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that was the question.
That's the question. Now in
They're
2
gonna
years.
win in 2 years. In 2 years.
I don't know.
In 2 years.
Wait.
All right, bro. Let's go to the next before we close this out. Let's go to the.
He already said no.
We're gonna skip. We're gonna skip one that I wanted to.
I closed my eyes when we had
Bro, stop
Giroud.
talking about
Wait,
Arsenal, man.
I closed. Wait, let me
Where's
finish.
that bottle? Where's that bottle?
Bro, I closed my eyes when we had Giroud, and I woke up right now and we are second. Yeah, Giroud.
Like when he was
bro,
focused.
Giroud.
I was like, when did
Like
you have
that's what I'm saying. Is like
Alright,
I didn't.
Let's close this out. Let's close this out with the Champions League. We're not gonna have time for the
But you guys
previous
have
one.
always been first, second, third, fourth.
No, bro.
But Arsenal's always been fourth.
Top 10. you
Top
said.
10.
Top
we-
10.
Top 10.
Nah, man. The
They were
last
like-
time
First,
Arsenal
second,
was
third,
8 was like 7 years ago, bro.
No, but they were never in like they were never in the
like
Champions
Top
League.
three, top 3 now.
Bro.
Before 5 years ago.
No,
bro.
they have.
bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes, yeah, but not consistently. Like,
But it was so floppy.
Like it was between Arsenal have always been between third and until recently, obviously that's when they started being second. But they've always been between third and sixth, bro.
10
Alright.
and 8.
Said and
Third
The
and
last time they were 8 was a long time ago.
Let's close this out, guys.
Check the
Champions League. The PSG versus Inter. That's what we're seeing in the final.
My
But-
money is on Inter, bro.
Bro.
Can we please like briefly talk about that before we close this out? That Barcelona Inter game. Because mamma mia, dog.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I've always said when we've talked about best football games, I said my favorite game was the City Madrid of 3 years ago, but that was from a domination standpoint. That City
Those
just
games.
dominated that game. They were so tactically astute. Everything was good. But from the point of entertainment,
Flair.
goals, flair,
Goals.
that's the best game I've seen in my flipping
Oh
life.
my- Man, like
In my flipping life.
across both legs, bro.
Yeah.
Across both legs.
Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. That's the
Absolutely.
best game I've seen, bro.
Crazy.
Best.
It's for me. It's not the best game I've seen in my freaking life. It's the best game I've seen. Okay, but in terms of like sentiment, the way I felt
Yeah, that's
about
different.
The game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing can beat like the finals 2012. You see
Yeah,
the
of
finals
course.
from
Yeah,
the
there's
Champions
games like
League.
that. Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, for me, nothing
But-
can beat like United 28 against Chelsea Champions League. That was
2008, you meant to say.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said 28.
Yeah,
no?
it's said 28.
Yeah, 28 is 2008.
You don't say 28.
It's 08.
It's
Not
08.
28.
But
anyway. But anyway, semantics. But yeah.
But yeah, come on. Across the two legs, like even like Thierry Henry said, like, and I felt that a lot what he said. Like he has been watching games
Football a lot.
and they've been boring, and I felt that it's just been boring. But the two legs,
That
bro,
game, bro.
it's been the most entertaining game I've seen in the
entertaining.
last
man.
10 years. Like
Beautiful
Bro,
stuff, bro.
proper
Like,
defense, bro.
like
Don't freeze, bro. Don't freeze.
Even in the starts, man,
Don't freeze
those
so good.
the team scored 13 goals.
Bro.
The last time any team across both legs scored like 13 goals in a game was Liverpool, Roma, 2018 or something.
And they're the highest
Bayern-
defensive
there was
record
Bayern
Inter.
Munich as well, that went like 12 something.
sorry, what did you say?
Bayern Munich.
Ah,
They went like
yeah.
12-1 or something, 13-1.
No, I mean like both teams.
Both teams.
Like,
both
not
teams,
like
yeah,
one
yeah.
team.
Both
Oh.
teams, yeah.
And I remember when we were watching, I was like, yo, Barca need to drop that line.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, we said that.
We were saying so many things, but we're like, yo, this is so entertaining,
That's
bro.
Bro.
Like right now, you're watching Barcelona do their thing. Next,
Inter's doing their thing.
Next,
There's no 1
Barcelona is
minute.
doing their thing,
It's like
and their goalkeepers,
It's
bro.
like
Oh
whatever
my
bro,
gosh,
I
bro.
can do it better.
And there's Arteta saying that the best team. Come
on, bro.
Come on,
Bro.
After
Come on.
watching that,
After
to say
watching
you've been the
that.
come
Come
on,
on.
bro, come on.
on.
It was
We are about to
it was
close the
disrespectful.
bar.
Borderline
Exactly.
disrespectful to
The
even
football
say
as
that,
a
bro.
whole. It's a disgrace to
football. We want to
football.
close the podcast. Don't bring us in.
Bro, you guys are starting and ending, bro, and you're not still gonna win.
It's just so
the
annoying,
game.
bro.
No, for
Yeah.
real.
It's annoying.
You know the crazy thing? I actually like the fact that Arsenal are out because, bro, do you see how silent it has been?
I liken
bro.
Arsenal to Nigerians in the term of like I like when they kept quiet. You know what I mean? Like if Ivory Coast,
you want to go like against 3 Nigerians?
no. It's not like you guys disagree. You guys know you're loud. So it's like you know it. So I know I'm not offending too much there. But like when they did it, when Arsenal,
Brother,
it's like it's
you'll step
it's good for
outside.
football.
We'll step outside.
The podcast is gonna finish in a minute. Be careful. Be careful.
It's better for football in that sense. But like the defending, I think the defending was good on both ends.
Yeah.
It was like because Inter come into this being like I think if you want best defending is in the Serie A. That's where I see it. And that's for
100%,
Inter.
yeah, 100%.
Bastoni, Dumfries,
Bro, don't
flipping
freeze, bro.
Mkhitaryan at that age. I'm like United
Mkhitaryan,
sold you years ago and you cut bro. It was it's
Bro, but don't
ridiculous.
freeze, bro. He defends, he scores. It's like
He's GA, bro.
It's not even about him just scoring. The type of goals
He's
he
aggressive,
scores,
bro.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
really
thing.
good.
Like anyone can score goals, but the type of goals he scores
bro.
crazy.
And it's like Arsenal complain they don't have like striker.
I think like that game.
I was
What
saying Saliba's
what
the
what
best.
what I got it. No, Saliba wasn't. Come on,
He was everyone. Yeah.
like seriously. I told you.
Like we said, the goal they scored because there was no keeper in the net.
I told you what he played against. I literally told him, like we were watching the game together. I told him, look, this guy is gonna cost us a goal, and he did against Real Madrid, bro. And what I'm saying, Inter and Barcelona, the game was beautiful. Also because like they both wanted, like you can see they want to win.
Yeah.
Like they want to win. They were fighting. Like it was like after this I'm not playing any match for like 5 days.
Yeah,
It's like
which is something I've
like-
not seen in a long time, you know, because
it's like
The last time I saw a game that similar was the World. Last time I saw a game that similar was the World Cup against France and Argentina, whereby Mbappé and Messi were kind of good.
But not even
this
for me. It doesn't even
compare.
compare. Yeah, it doesn't compare.
But this
Yeah.
doesn't
This
even
raises a question for me.
compare.
Yeah.
This raises a question for me because, like, okay, I love old school style football, but the tiki taka, like from then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But over like tiki taka in 2012, 2030, when the team gets to like the final or semi final, you see, you feel this like this grit, this hunger to win it, right? But it's something I've noticed in the last 10 years. That hunger, like you see, like a team like Arsenal, like
It goes off and
It
they
goes-
want to defend a lot.
Even
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the semi-final, like it's like you don't feel like that hunger like back in the days. You know, back in the days, like you see like teams like they go off that position, off that formation to win that game, bro. But like now it's different. You see Arsenal, they still stay in that composed manner, like in it, and you lose in a final,
Yeah, yeah,
semi-final, like it's that passion.
I
Like,
think
we're losing
those
that
players
thing.
went into the game were football players, but were also entertainers.
Exactly.
That
This is why we
entertainment, I
enjoyed
saw
the
it that
game,
day, but
bro.
it was
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Because we saw everything. We saw the flair. We saw the
everything.
fights. We saw the
Yamal,
goalkeepers.
bro.
Like each player,
Yamal, bro.
doing
Coach
magic. We're
Witten,
doing
This
something.
kid, bro.
you know?
I'm gonna tell you something.
This
I've started my
kid,
project Yamal now because you need so long. Like you need lots of years to get.
I don't know if
to
you
that
saw
level.
Yamal's dad posted a picture with some
Yeah, he was
girl.
cooking.
The comments, bro, they're like, "Yo, we need another one." So, they were like, there was a scout in there, yo, from Barcelona, or someone a scout. Like the comments were insane, so fun. Actually, I have it. Let me see if I can
If you want to
find it.
project Yamal, you have to like
It's
start now
ridiculous.
before you even get a wife because you have to start
Bro.
thinking,
Bro.
making sure your DNA is already
Bro,
thinking like Yamal.
like you got to
because
start thinking of who's the perfect
who's the
fit,
perfect, bro?
You know,
that guy planned every single thing,
bro. Every DNA counts. Every DNA counts.
Like,
counts.
are you the cousin of Delima Ronaldo? Okay, that's a good fit. Come here.
Start booking to see Messi and get baptized. By Messi.
Do you know what's so disappointing though? Is like after that game, I really wanted to see someone on the metro or someone wearing an Inter shirt just to shake their hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no Inter people out here, bro. Like no one. I was like, oh man, that would be so. It
But
made it so
love
much
the
better.
game, bro. So what are you guys expecting from
The final.
PSG Inter?
I think it's gonna be a good game, bro.
Inter's like it's the most sustainable team in terms of like mentality.
I think
Inter
gonna win. Yeah.
I
Bro.
think Inter is like more stable, like the most sustainable in terms of like mentality. Even when they're losing, I think they'll go to the end. But I watched PSG against Aston Villa second leg.
Bro,
You
PSG
see-
kick out all the
I know,
English
but
English
they,
team.
yeah, but they didn't watch.
They even
They
call
didn't
Farmers
us
League,
farmers.
I know,
Farmers League.
but they didn't watch the second leg against Aston Villa when they were like they lose? They were off.
They lost the game.
They were off. Yeah, they lost the game, but they won overall.
Right,
but you see, like they were a bit off the game a little bit. I haven't seen Inter off the game for one single match in the whole competition. Not even once.
So predictions.
But
what do you say? Final.
My money
is on Inter.
Is on Inter.
Yeah.
You, Emmanuel?
Inter.
You?
I want to say 2-1, but it's going 2-1 extra time.
I want PSG to win it. Just for I like Enrique.
I want Mbappé to cry.
Yeah, that's also because it's like it's so telling. Mbappé left and you win.
For story wise, PSG winning is gonna be more entertaining.
Also, like he lost his daughter. I think his daughter died. Enrique's daughter died. So this is gonna be so like
salvation wise, PSG.
But Inter has been to semi-final 2 times in 3 years.
But like also at the other side of Inter, there's the defender that's called suffered from cancer and all those shit. Like if he
comes and wins,
it's also a good. It's because we don't listen to that story.
So the both team has something to fight for.
They both equally,
equally.
And that both deserve it. They've given us cinema, pure cinema.
I'm just waiting to watch what Donnarumma and Sommer are gonna do.
The top tier goalkeepers,
bro. I'm looking forward.
And
to
you know what? I hope it's not that type of game because Inter is so good at defending. PSG is so good at attacking. I hope it's not they play to their strengths.
Right.
Like one is always just defending. I
hope
it's similar to what we saw in the semi. That's what I hope. Let's give it to each other.
But not like that.
Bro. I need Donnarumma to be tested. I mean, they don't have Yami Yamal up front, but hey, that game.
Yo. Actually, before we finish, I want to read something funny that I saw the other day on Twitter before we close it up. It's a tweet that said, and then threads come. It's like, bro, how's your girlfriend treating you? But explain in football terms so that women don't understand. Okay, now listen to these comments. She signed, played, and got injured. She's expected to be out for 9 months. And then one said, my opponent is Lamine Yamal. And then one said, my main contract is with the team in the Premier League, but I'm currently away on loan to lower division team where I'm scoring so many goals. The lower league team is treating me so good. This guy's cheating. You get and son says,
bro, you don't have to say that. You don't know who is listening. But the fact that we
understand is what the manager is pleased with the player, but rumors have it that the player is negotiating terms with the previous club owner over a loan spell without obligation to buy.
So I want you, but I don't.
I'm not getting enough game time. I've signed a pre-contract behind the team's back. Let me read 2 more before I close it. Goalposts are wide open. Pitch well looked after. The crowd is buzzing, but the striker is always denied a scoring opportunity. Last one. Currently on a 5-year deal, thinking of giving her a lifetime contract. No wage demands, no drama. Great team player, great performances on and off the field. She's raising my mascot well. The scouts were on the money with this signing.
You, my guy.
Yeah.
Just before we finish, I want to correct Dillion because he said before that in last time Arsenal has been in the 8th position, has been long time ago.
No,
that's not true.
Time is
he said
5-6 years.
No,
ago.
he said 8. It's on the record. He said
I said that's when they were 8.
No, he said at least 8. It's on the record. You replay it. I'm 100% sure. And they were 8. They were 8 2020. They were 8 again 2021.
Oh yeah, they did two back to backs. I know that for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's 4 years ago.
And then the next year thing he came in. Arteta, he took from Emery at 8th, and then Arteta also 8th.
Took them to 5th.
Yeah.
That was 8 too. So they were 5th, then they were 6th. Then they were 5th again. There was no 10th, bro.
That's why I'm giving another chance to Arteta, bro. He took us from that position.
But before the 8th,
come on. Before the 8th, literally it was 5th, 6th, 5th, 8th. 8th, 5th.
Because I remember it was a long time since they didn't get into
There was
Champions
no 10,
League.
bro,
Yeah.
no 10. Like just 2 seconds back to back.
Like,
And
I
before that, it was no 10.
I told you I went to sleep and
It was
woke
8,
up
bro.
chilling with that
Literally.
center. Like, seriously.
Hey, yo, that's been us, man. We've been the Potato Babies podcast. Do the right thing. Follow, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. As this helps push the algorithm. Get us to the ears and the eyes that need to hear this. Alright,
To
y'all.
your grandmama.
Same time, same place next week. Y'all
know.
Y'all have a beautiful week, man.
Let's get it.
Be with us for the last 2 episodes. Game week 37 and 38. And maybe we do something in the summer. We don't know. But yeah, man. Keep your ears to the ground. Be safe out there.
Absolutely.
God bless.
Take care.
Cheers.